When I looked at all my subscriptions, I couldn't believe how many I was paying for and not using. Streaming services, apps, memberships, it adds up. That's why I use and recommend Rocket Money. It's a personal finance app that finds and cancels unwanted subscriptions, tracks your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. The best part? You can cancel subscriptions right inside the app with just a few taps. No awkward phone calls or hunting for passwords. With Rocket Money, all your accounts are in one dashboard. Your checking, savings, loans, and investments are all there, so you can see your entire financial picture at a glance. It organizes every transaction automatically, sets budgets, sends real-time alerts for big charges, and gives you easy-to-read reports. I keep a close eye on all my finances, and Rocket Money gives me an even smarter view. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. Go now. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Everyone's curious about DeepSeek, the free Chinese AI that outperforms ChatGPT in both math and coding. It can reason its way through problems that usually require a PhD. The catch? It sends all your data to servers in China, tracks your keystrokes, and collects info on the devices that you use. Yikes. With your privacy in mind, is using DeepSeek off limits? Here's the deal. You can try it without giving China a front row seat. The trick is building a wall between it and your life. This means digging out that old laptop you never use. Wipe it completely clean. Then connect that laptop to your guest Wi-Fi, not your main one. Then head to chat.deepseek.com in a browser. Test it, play with it, satisfy your curiosity, and when you're done, wipe that laptop again. No exceptions. Tomorrow, apps are no longer using your mic. They're watching your screen. It's in my free newsletter at getkim.com. Next up, a call from my weekend show, The Kim Komando Show. Enjoy! You stood in line at the DMV for hours. You paid for your license. You smiled for that horrible photo. And then the DMV turned around and sold you. Your name, your address, your accident history, your court records, exposed to hundreds of companies, and states are pocketing millions doing this. Think about that. You're the customer and the product. But it gets worse. Data brokers take that DMV info and layer on your credit score, your shopping habits, your social media. Now, there's a digital file on you so detailed it knows what you'll buy before you do. Insurers use this to raise your rates. Employers use it to screen you out. Scammers use it to steal your identity, all because you renewed your license. Incogni fights back for you. They contact over 400 data brokers and legally demand your information be deleted. Right now, get 60% off with my exclusive deal at privacykim.com. Go now to privacykim.com and take back your privacy. That's privacykim.com. privacykim.com.
On December 12th, Disney Plus invites you to go behind the scenes with Taylor Swift in an exclusive 6-episode docuseries.
I wanted to give something to the fans that they didn't expect.
The only thing left is to close the book.
The end of an era. And don't miss Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, the final show, featuring for the first time the Tortured Poets Department. Streaming December 12th, only on Disney Plus.
Thomas in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello there, Thomas. Welcome aboard. Wow, I think I read about you. Did I not?
You might have. Hi, Kim. Thanks for having me on the show.
You betcha. Now, you had your phone stolen, and then you were tracking it where it landed. Is that right?
Yeah. I was out in Charlotte at a bar with some friends, and I had my phone in the blink of an eye snatched from my pocket before I could even react. And so when I got home that night, I was like, oh, well, I might as well see where it is on Find My iPhone. And so my phone started this crazy journey down the East Coast and eventually ending up in China.
Wow. And then how long did it take to get from Charlotte to China?
The whole process happened about over the course of a month or so, 3 weeks to a month. I was able to track it. By the next morning, I mean, they were quick. It was already in South Carolina, so about one state down. And then within 4 to 5 days, it was in Miami. And it sat at it looked like either a Miami apartment or a Miami church. You know, from the story, they kind of focus on the church angle and how kind of peculiar that was, that it looked like it could have been in a church. So it sat in Miami for a couple of weeks before it got shipped on a plane. I was able to actually track it here, too. to Memphis, Tennessee, and then eventually over to China.
Oh, probably went to FedEx through Memphis.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And I was able to, I remember I kind of pulled up the map and I was zooming in and I was like, wait a second, that's the FedEx wing of the airport. So yeah, it was. I knew it was on a FedEx plane headed from Memphis to China.
At any point, did you try and intercept it? Like when you found out it was at FedEx, did you reach out to FedEx and say, hey, my phone is in a package that you're about to deliver to China?
Yeah, I didn't call FedEx, but I called several police departments. I called a police department in Charlotte, of course, and then Cowpen, South Carolina. And then it was at a hardware store. It looked like they had stopped for lunch or something in Cowpen, South Carolina. And so I called the hardware store next door. I was like, hey, I think my stolen phone and a bunch of other phones might be in a car outside. And they were willing to help, but they needed, the police to authorize that. And so I never got the Cowpens police to respond. And then I called the Miami police, and you kind of see until NBC picked the story up, actually, when it happened to enough people. That was the first time someone, I felt like, took the time to listen to what was happening.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. So it's happening throughout the country, and it's pickpockets.
Yeah.
Or you could be at a bar, and how many times you're at a bar and you're like, you turn your phone over and put it off to the side because you want to be annoyed by the notifications, right? So then somebody just swipes it, and then they get the phones to eventually churches in China. And because it's easier to get the phones through customs if it says it's going through a church or it's going to a church. And keep in mind, even if a lot of here in the United States, the phones are basically worthless without an Apple ID.
Right.
But there, they jailbreak it, they put on messaging apps, and they're being used as like covert tools for communications.
Because I would assume if my phone was stolen, it would be wiped and sold on Facebook the next day. But this phone took a wild ride.
It did. So Thomas, were you able once it got to China, did it totally get shut down at that point, your access to the Find My?
Yeah, pretty quickly. And the reason they ship it to China, so the whole time, within a week of my phone getting stolen, I started getting text messages pretending to be Apple, pretending to be this or say this, to try to get my Apple ID or to get me to take the phone off my Apple ID. So what they do is when it's in the U.S., they try to trick you into unlocking your iPhone because, like you guys said, when it's Apple ID locked, it's pretty much a paperweight.
Yeah, it is.
And then if they can't get you to kind of sign out of the phone or to get your iCloud password, that's when they can ship it to China, and then it's pretty much scrapped for parts, and it's a huge industry over there with these giant factories.
But that makes sense because I was also curious, why was it powered on the whole time, allowing you to track it, but they were trying to break into it until the last-ditch effort of sending it to China.
Yeah, and it is like you said, Thomas. It is for parts or for maybe some covert operations, and so, bottom line here is that if you're out and about with your iPhone, okay, you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping tabs on it.
Keep it in your pocket or your purse.
Well, no, he got pickpocketed.
But did he have it in his back pocket?
I don't know. He had it in his pocket, so
I'm a front pocket guy.
Okay, all right.
I'll be fine.
Hey, want to stay in the tech know without wasting your time? Join nearly 1 million folks who get my free newsletter, The Current, where you see the latest in tech in just 5 minutes every single day. You're just going to love it. It has a 5 out of 5 star rating over on Trustpilot. Sign up right now at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.